massive event of the year is coming. Queen plus Adam Lambert, the Rhapsody Tour. Brian May, Roger Taylor, plus Adam Lambert, performing rock's greatest anthems. Saturday, February 29th at Metricon Stadium. Tickets on sale at 11 a.m. Monday, April 15th at Ticket Tech.
Welcome everybody to Metricon Stadium. To my right is Mayor Tom Tate, who needs no introduction, and Paul Dainty, President and CEO of TEG Dainty. I say welcome to Metricon Stadium. It does feel like this stadium has come of age. Over the last 12 months, opening and closing ceremony of the Olympics, the athletics, it's a great football venue, and it's been 7 years since we've had a large stadium concert. I'm sure you might have already heard about it, but to make the announcement, I'll hand over to Mayor Tom Tate.
Well, morning everyone. One of the world's biggest band, Queen, will be playing one of the greatest city on earth, right here at Metricon Stadium in February 29th, so lock in your date. It's a new era on the Goldies for entertainment and major concert. And I can say, from Goldies' point of view, we want it all. And we want it now in February. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor Tate, thanks for that. My name is Paul Dainty. We're my company, TEG Dainty, the promoters of this Queen extravaganza we're bringing up here next year to the Gold Coast in February. Mayor, I know you're a big fan of Pink and Billy Joel, Celine Dion and Lady Gaga, but I've heard on the grapevine that you're a self-confessed super fan of Queen, and we're hoping that the only songs you've got on your iPhone playlist now are all the Queen material. So if you can only listen to that between now and February, that'd be good. The success of the film Bohemian Rhapsody, which is now the highest grossing music biopic of all time, it's grossed nearly $900 million worldwide and around 50 million in Australia, which is staggering numbers. It's proven the love of Queen throughout the world is even growing even stronger, and their fan base is now continuing to grow to a younger generation through the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. So today's announcement that Queen and Adam Lambert are teaming up once more for a stadium spectacular across Australia is really huge news. Everyone around the world has been trying to get Queen since the success of Bohemian Rhapsody to go back on tour, so we're delighted and honoured that they've ticked the box to come back to Australia. The Rhapsody production, as you saw from the vision before, albeit we will have fantastic sound on the night, is a larger-than-life production with incredible, they're famous for delivering an almighty epic spectacle when they perform live. So if you can imagine the most spectacular lights, sound, audio visuals, and the light going on around them, that's what you should conjure up in your mind. It will be something special you'll be talking about for many years after they do their show here. The 6-date Rhapsody tour we're promoting will begin in Brisbane on February 13, and we will close the Australian leg of the tour here on Saturday, February 29, 2020. So we'll be coming back here with a bang to finish the tour, so that'll be a fantastic way to finish what will be a very successful trip around Australia. One of the very big points is, if you think about it, is the fact that we're, for the first time, playing both Brisbane and the Gold Coast with two massive stadium concerts within 70 kilometres of each other in the space of a fortnight. So we're very confident that we'll get massive crowds at both locations, and this is sort of record-breaking and groundbreaking rather for the Gold Coast to be doing this. This is a city with serious music fans, and thousands upon thousands of Gold Coast fans normally trek up the M1 to Brisbane to see these sorts of shows, and now we're coming to deliver this show here on the Gold Coast. All the fans will get a much earlier night than coming back in the middle of the night from Brisbane, so hopefully they'll be thankful for that. The Gold Coast has grown enormously since I first started bringing acts to Queensland many moons ago. It's now a serious entertainment destination, and we, TEG Dainty, are really the first promoters to do this, bringing shows to both Brisbane and Gold Coast during the course of one tour. I'd like to thank Mark Evans, the CEO of the Gold Coast Suns, who's driven the transport, make sure this is a very accessible venue for public transport, because we know as promoters that's a very important part of making access for fans easy to and from the show. And reading about the Mayor's initiative to call for expressions of interest for a ferry service, we're hoping that by next February, Tom, that maybe lots of fans will be coming here by ferry to the show, which would be great. So that's it from me. Those are the headlines. Be a great show. The show tickets for the shows go on sale next Monday through Ticketek, and you will have an experience when you're all back here in the blink of an eye next February, an incredible epic show. Thanks.
I do want to thank both the Mayor and his CEO Dale Dixon, who have been very supportive and throwing up lots of ways that we could help deliver something like this for the Gold Coast. I just know, being the last show of the tour and possibly the last time you'll see Queen in Australia, that people will fly and drive from everywhere for this show. So I'd encourage people to get in early and buy their tickets and not to miss out. And to Paul and your team at Tate Dainty, thanks for having the faith in this venue to deliver that. We won't let you down. It'll be a show to remember.
Paul, just on those negotiations to bring the concert to here, how long has that been going on?
About 8-9 months now. It takes a long time. You know, there's a lot involved. You know, we'd be bringing 150 people over with this production from overseas, and they're trying to juggle their world touring plans. So it takes a bit of micromanagement.
So the 70 kilometres of play you spoke about that. Just a bit more on that between Brisbane and the Gold Coast. Was it tempting to maybe do 2 shows in Brisbane? So what was the actual, the real crunch to bring?
Yeah, look, it was tempting to do that or go elsewhere, but we've actually been talking to the Mayor some time about doing shows on the Gold Coast. He's been at us to do that, and we want to always, as a company, enlarge our touring footprint. Queen seemed the perfect opportunity, the perfect act to bring here and start that potentially long-term plan.
And what's the stage set up in the centre, playing to the round?
Or? No, at one end, which the production guys are finalising now. Yeah, and the other important thing is the whole show. So the ground will be fully reserved seating. So this show will be fully reserved seated all across the ground.
So no GA?
There'll be a small GA area at the back behind the mixing positions and the delay towers and the follow spots, but primarily reserved seating.
So how many numbers then are we?
We're aiming for 35,000 is our current plan.
And can I ask, what sort of came first? Was it the idea of putting on a concert and then attracting Queen, or Queen was an offering?
All those things sort of run in parallel. They're all important, so neither one or the other. So you've always, with these things, got a lot of balls in the air, and I hope they all drop together, and they did this time. So we look at them in sync with each other.
Paul, you've been doing this for many decades.
Yeah, too long.
How big? Perhaps not long enough yet. How big will this be, do you think, as a career thing for you as a promoter?
Oh, I think this is really important. If we can make this work, it puts the Gold Coast and Metricon on the map as a global international stadium for big concert events that traditionally don't come to the Gold Coast. And we had Eminem here a few weeks ago, played Cusack in Brisbane, and then all the big venues around the country, including the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Melbourne. We had Phil Collins prior to that. So, rewind those sort of artists. If this works, we'd be able to potentially bring here, which would be, it's a game changer.
Is there anything else on that?
Well, there is. We want to get Queen out of the way first and prove that we can deliver and that this all works for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone, and then absolutely.
So something's on the simmer?
Let's see. Got to keep something up our sleeve for you.
So is this a kind of litmus test for the Gold Coast?
I guess in some regards it is, but I think it's I'm not sure it's a litmus test. I think we all feel pretty confident about that we'll get well supported, and Queen, as I said, is a great band, iconic band. They're at the top of their game right now with Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie. It's just taken them, they've always been a massive act, it's just taken them to another level. You can't underestimate the power that movie has had around the world and in Australia.
And what was the appeal of Metricon?
Well, I came here some years ago. It's a beautiful venue and location's great. And there's some good and bad stadiums around in every country, and this is a really outstanding location, and we get great support from the community and the Mayor's office here, and all those things are very important in sort of making a decision to have this undertaking. And it's a lot of money to put these shows on, and you're talking about millions of dollars.
Tom, just a quick question to you. Obviously, a very proud day for you to announce this, and yet, another big step forward for the Gold Coast is becoming another centre for
Yeah, it's a very significant day. Really, it's a new era for major entertainment for the city of the Gold Coast. So with Queen, wow, one you get the world biggest act right in your city. That's making a statement.
You were pushing for this to be the exclusive Queensland show, though, weren't you?
I know that we should work together with Brisbane, and what's happened here, that people in Brisbane can enjoy Queens there, and people in the Gold Coast. But I will have no doubt that Queen fans will go and see both concerts, because 70 kilometres away, a fortnight apart, I reckon you can do another dose of Queen. That's what I'll be doing.
What's your favourite Queen song?
Oh, there's many, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody, but as I said, I Got It All is the one that I like. But when you look at all the lyrics that Freddie writes, and you reflect on that, boy, he has that have-a-go spirit. That's why Gold Coasters really identify with Freddie, because he doesn't care what other people think of him in those lyrics, and he said so. And we're unapologetic. And when you put this together, it's going to be one of those mix. And the other thing I predict is that as we're getting close to Queen and the weekend before and that, my prediction will be a lot of Queen's parties going along in the homes with themes. And don't be surprised if from now till February, I'd probably end up growing a Freddie Mercury moustache by then. I better check it with Ruth.
We are the champions, the Gold Coast champions.
Well, I'm not putting anything on that, but the way the sun's going, I can hear that song is going to be played many a times during the season, and I know that the next home game, let's come and support them so we can hear we are the champion, my friends.
You keep saying this is a new era. It's been about 8 years since Foo Fighters played here. Is it going to be 8 years before we see another big band here?
No, there's going to be other big bands here. I'm doing a budget for the city, nominal budget, Paul. So, but when we voted for this major event, the vote was unanimous, and that's why I'm confident that as we're moving forward, that the council, Events Queensland together, will be able to track major events to southeast Queensland, and whether we work together with Brisbane or whether we alternate, I think you look around to this stadium, the sound system is probably the best when they turn it on.
Have the recent changes with Stadium Queensland Board made this an easier process or maybe a better deal?
I criticise Stadium Queensland quite a bit, and the answer to that question is yes.